Hello, hello, and welcome, my Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your Path of True Love read for August 2020, or Timeless. I am your reader, Angelo Lyons, a Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, Pisces moon sign, the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons, but your dad just calls me Mal. Hi, I'm back. I went to Saratoga for a weekend to see my parents, and it was lovely. I had a lovely time, but my tech wouldn't work for some reason up there. Don't know why. Just wasn't connecting, so I'm really, really glad to be back home in my dining room, ready to read for you. So I do apologize, these took a long time, but you know, my guides made it very clear. No one cares about your schedule but you, Mal. And I'm like, yeah, I know I'm a Virgo, but a Pisces moon. So welcome back, my subscribers. Thank you so much. Your support over the weekend when I was having major Virgo meltdown because of tech issues was really wonderful. Your replies on YouTube and on Facebook were very, very helpful to remind me that family is more important than work and YouTube. Although it is something I delight in, I'm a little bit of a slave driver when it comes to myself, right? I drive myself, not anybody else, but myself. Yeah. So I thank you so much for your love and support. If you're new to my channel, please do consider supporting my channel through liking, subscribing, clicking that notification bell, and commenting below, and I will be doing more live streams. Particularly the next series that I'm doing is the new moon to full moon reads, so those won't take terribly long. I'll be able to put them out in a very timely manner, and then I will fill in the rest of the days with nice, cool live streams for us all to talk about and all that jazz. That being said, let's get down to biz, shall we? This is a general Path of True Love GPS read. Path of True Love is your path, your hero's journey, your healing journey, your artist's way, like what color is your parachute and all that, but through the lenses of your relationships. Not all romantic, sexual, but holographically speaking, when you heal one relationship, particularly your relationship with yourself bit by bit, it affects every other relationship in your life, including the sexual. Romantic, for example, heal your relationships with your parents. Watch what it does to your intimate romantic sexual relationships. It's just how it works. None of them are separate from each other. But the mind does that, right? Does divvy them up. But love is love, and all of your relationships are helping you become the true love that you are at your core, taking it from the core to the extremity, if you will, by removing the obstacles to love's presence. Course in Miracles. That being said, this is indeed a general read. Please take what resonates, leave what does not. I don't have to tell this to a Pisces, but I will anyway, in case there are people who are not aware of what it means when something resonates. Just because something doesn't feel good doesn't mean it doesn't resonate. Often intuition is exactly that. It's a punch in the gut telling you something's wrong here, right? So how I know something doesn't resonate, and maybe I'll just keep it in the eye as it were, it just feels like flatline. There's no vibe. There's no animation, whether positive or negative, within my energy field or within my body. That's how I know a reading's not for me. But if I'm getting triggered, positive or negative, to think that you could be positively triggered by something is probably not that thought of that often. Then that's certainly what we're looking for in these reads. And I would love for it all to feel wonderful, but when is that ever truly the case on the path of true love, right? It's not a hero's journey without monsters and villains to conquer. Yeah. So that being said, we are doing an augmented Celtic cross, which means a 10-card Celtic cross spread with the tarot, and with 3 other cards to help augment or clarify. I will call these out as I go. All the decks that I read are in the description box all the way at the bottom. So go check those out. There's some cool links on the way down there. And please remember to breathe, right? That as you focus on the breath throughout the reading, you'll see me doing it here, there, so you can take the cue from me. To be here in the now so you can really feel what resonates and what doesn't. Cool? All right, we're going to start with the Healing with the Angels Oracle. To get you what is the healing angel that walks with you as guardian and guide on the path of true love for August 2020 or Timeless. Take a nice deep breath. And here we go. Not just last reading of the day, last reading of the series. I always try and save the best for last, but really that's more them than me. Let's do this. My angels and archangels, please, one card in clarity for the Piscean collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, most likely my own included, myself included. What is the healing angel walking with us on the path of true love for August 2020 or timeless for the Piscean collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs? August 2020 or timeless, yay, surrender and release. Now that doesn't necessarily mean letting go of people. Matt Kahn said that soul contracts have nothing to do with letting go of people, right? Because we're all one. But that doesn't mean that we don't have to surrender to the flow, right? Like, unless you're a salmon swimming upstream to mate, which I think is a good impetus to swim upstream, really you want to go with the flow, right? Surrender and release. I had an Ashaya monk once say to me, I forget which one, I've known so many of them over the decades, that if you cling to the side of the river in the rapids, the river will have its way with you and bash you against the rocks. But to surrender, right, to go with the flow, to see where the journey is taking you, you'll have a much better time with it, not to mention nice scenery usually as you go. So this is the angel to call upon, not the name of the angel, the title of the angel. Angel of surrender and release, please help me. Show me how to let go. Show me how to go with the flow. Show me how to surrender and release. And they're also saying to me that, remember, surrender isn't always passive. It's saying, use me, right? I'm going to get out of my way, but use me. Say every word. Make every choice, right? Help me to feel the guidance and the grace that is already mine, right? So it can be very active. Like, people think of surrender and release as like white flag all the time, right? Just like, surrender, and you do nothing. No. It's saying, I surrender my point of view, and I'm willing to be used by the divine for the well-being of all. All right, one more card down before we do the Celtic Cross Healing Mantra deck card from Matt Kahn. These first two cards are sort of touchstones that we will refer to throughout. The healing mantra is the mind tool to help you on the path of true love. Shall we? Let's do this. The voices of the higher selves that this deck has been consecrated for, blessed and consecrated, the voices of the Ascended Masters, please. My Ascended Masters, one card in clarity for the Piscean collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. What is our, I'll include myself in this, what is our perfect healing mantra for the path of true love, August 2020 or timeless, please. Leave it in my hand. Yep, just the one. Deconstructing doubt. Oh, when one fish doubts the other, you know, like when you get that real strong intuitive hit, but then the other one just starts nibbling away at it. Totally comes with the package. Only my beliefs are in my way. Now, beliefs are element of air, but remember, air condensed makes water. So a lot of our emotions are based on belief. But if the beliefs aren't true, based on illusion, which is something we suffer, sometimes we believe things that aren't true. It's the fantasy part of it, which means fantastic, but also can mean delusional. We're the sign for that, unfortunately. So really, really, really good, good mantra there. Only my beliefs are in my way. Yes, only my beliefs are in my way. So you got a double my on that. Let me read you what it says in the bookie book. The book of the bookiness. Deconstructing doubt. Only my beliefs are in my way. As you deconstruct doubt, you are no longer lost in the concerns and curiosities of what if, right? That's a Pisces, but what if? But are more rooted in the truth of what is. And in the quantum, that's a lot, right? In unity consciousness, we're all expanding into that from where we are right now. When doubt is deconstructed, hardship is no longer a sign of misfortune. It is an opportunity to step outside of your comfort zone and meet the higher aspects of soul that exist just beyond the boundary of the self. It's really talking about that self-imposed prison that we put ourselves in, all signs, right? Everybody does that. But for a Pisces, particularly when it's so painful, Now, I like I said, I'm not in the belief that just because something doesn't feel good, it's not true, right? It takes a while. Sometimes those are growing pains, that we are being pushed against the bars of our own self-imposed limitations of belief, or delusion for that matter, so that we can grow past them and see things differently and feel differently. This mantra is ideal for aligning with truth, rather truth than illusion, thank you. Being more self-actualized, right? Not so much waiting on things to happen. And with that surrender and release, that can be tricky. And transforming inferiority. Because the truth of the matter is that we are all divine children. We're not even cut from the same cloth. There's only one cloth, right? The unity consciousness, fifth dimensional unity consciousness. People talk about it a lot, and then they go hating on people. It's like, well, it's just your own self-hatred projected, right? So how many of our own doubts are standing in the way? So looking at these two cards here as our touchstones that we will refer to throughout, let's get into the tarot. The Daughters of the Moon Tarot, the voices of my gods and goddesses for this reading. We're going to get a 10-card Celtic cross spread, and this is the GPS aspect, which is why I call this a GPS read. Global Positioning Service. Yeah. Right, GPS is what that means. Looking from above, right? So it's going to show you where you are in your current trajectory. I'm having trouble saying that today. Too much coffee. But certainly a GPS tells you where you are. You tell it where you want to go, and then it routes a course. Not the only one, but a course. But when it comes to these readings with my pantheons, they're giving you the wisest one. Might be the long way around, but sometimes it's exactly what you need, particularly if you want to avoid emotional bypassing water signs that we are. Breathe. See, I have 3 goddesses that sit in the throne of Pisces. Artemis, my Amazon, Diana, my mother, and Circe, the sorceress. Turning men to pigs since the Bronze Age. I feel like I'm cleaning up a lot of her work, turning them back. Alchemy, alchemy, alchemy. Shall we? Let's do this. My gods and goddesses, sacred, please. I need 10 cards. Celtic cross spread for this Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, please. On the path of true love, I'll call these out one at a time. Where is the Piscean collective? Whoopsie, doopsie. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs on the path of true love. For August 2020 or timeless, leave the card in my hand. Thank you so much. That is the card that covers us. What is the card that crosses us? What crosses us on the path of true love, August 2020 or timeless? What is at the core, our own core, at the core of the path? Maybe all of that in a side of, well, I should say fries, but I'll say fish. There's our core. What is behind us? It's 2, just 1, please. What is the card behind us? What's behind us on the path of true love? What crowns the Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs on the path of true love, August 2020 or timeless? What is before us on the path? Just like around the bend. What is our lesson for the Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs on the path of true love? How does our path look from the world? How does the world see us, our path, or both? On the path of true love. What is our fate to be alchemized into destiny? Where are we on the hero's journey aspect, our hopes and fears? And what is the most probable outcome considering the current trajectory of our current timeline of this lifetime on the path of true love, August 2020 or timeless? That's why I close my eyes when I shuffle, so I don't see what they are, particularly when I'm involved in some way, shape, or form. I have stopped trying to not see myself. It's double negative. I have let go of trying to not see myself on in my readings because quantum entanglement, right? We'll see. So, keeping in mind the angel of surrender and release and deconstructing doubt, only our beliefs are in the way. Let's have a look. Where are we right now on the path of true love? 7 of Cups. Now, 7 of Cups here is called jealousy. And though I love working with this deck in its different interpretations, different angles. I love Fiona Morgan's work with this deck. She's truly a genius. But I'm going to say that this can be too many options, too many choices, too many emotions, too much going on. Traditionally, the Seven of Cups are those cups like surrounded by clouds. It can be delusional. It can be like, well, I want that, but I want that, but I want that, and I want that. And sometimes as a result, we get apathy. The apathy of too many options, right? And I just said this in a previous reading. I think it might have been Capricorn, where it's like Netflix. Like when you first get it, it's really exciting. Now I've got HBO Max, and well, the DC Universe app looks like it's shutting down and moving over to the HBO Max thing, whatever. But do you get what I'm feeling here? It's like now it's like you get overwhelmed, you get apathetic. It's like, I don't want to watch any of it, right? So with this card called jealousy, it might be that there are emotions within us that we are very uncomfortable with. Being that we are water signs, remember a Pisces moon here, that there might be this sense of, well, how come they get that when we can't really feel out what it is that we want because there are too many options, there's too much going on. Now, I feel like at the core of this, for the majority of us, there is something obviously that we want on the path of true love, but that we need to be aware of our jealousy, because jealousy is a sign that what we want is getting closer, and to actually allow ourselves to feel it without acting on it, without being possessed by it. I learned that from Matt Kahn, Everything is Here to Help You. Yeah, that's the book. Everything is here to help you, including those emotions that arise within us. So to love whatever arises, love that. Or is it in that book? Yeah, it's one of the two. To kind of get that is our intuition telling us that what's coming, it's coming. And it's not that if you feel jealous, you're pushing it away. It's saying that there's lead there to be alchemized, because essentially jealousy is the voice of the inner child that goes, when is it my turn? How come they get that stinky poopy heads, right? Stinky poopy heads is a technical term. So go ahead, rail and rage and scream at the top of your lungs. Allow that alchemy to happen within you, to transform your jealousy or your apathy, maybe a blend of both, to kind of move you emotionally through this, right? Surrender to the emotion so that you can release it from your cell tissue. Well, and also, okay, they are talking about the empathic thing here as well, that we might not be feeling only our own. You know, that's the thing about being a Pisces in particular. We are the master empaths in training in this lifetime. If you have Pisces, whatever, in your chart. So you might be feeling other people's desires and frustrations, right? Where one foot is on the gas and one foot is on the brake. I want that, but I can't. I want that, but I can't. Then we see somebody else get it, right? How much of that is going on planet Earth right now? A lot. Kind of always has. Now, there's a difference to me between jealousy and envy. Jealousy to me is a watered down version, Pisces. Envy, which is a deadly sin, the deadly sin of the third eye. You might want to check out Defy Gravity by Carolyn Myss, brilliant book, as she really redefines the 7 deadly sins, which she calls the shadow passions, with the 7 healing virtues, which she calls the graces. And it is one particularly with the third eye. It is the shadow of the third eye, which, of course, deconstructing doubt. Only my beliefs are in my way, right? This is why we do these 2 cards first, so that there might be some beliefs that are in the way that are actually causing a jealousy there that's clouded our thoughts, while our emotions are saying, it's so close, I can taste it, but where is it? Where is it? Where is it? You feeling me? What's crossing us here? The 9 of Cups, I'm going to say that what we want is crossing us, wish fulfillment. It's here, but we're not seeing clearly. My God, only our beliefs are in the way. Perhaps we are being prepared for the very things that we so want emotionally. And don't get it twisted, we go from the 7 to the 9 of Cups. So even our first 2 cards down are water-based. Your emotions are your key right now. But they're saying if we can allow the water of this jealousy or this apathy or whatever that is, that emotional upset, to evaporate it in the light, the heat of our awareness, our own internal work, we are going to evolve. We are going to heal. We are going to burn off some of the fog and the smoke through a process of surrender and release. Yeah, because only our beliefs are in the way. What's at the core of all of this? The witch. The card of the magician in this deck. Honey, this is coming. What we want is coming in deep inside. It's like I said, our intuition is saying, this is all in alignment. We have everything we need. The infrastructure is in place. It's just a matter of time. Or it might be in our energy fields where we can't. Just because we can't literally see it, feel it, touch it, doesn't mean our dreams are not about to come true. Now, again, let me say this. This may not be about romance. Probably is. But, you know, this is about our relationships in general. So we are really looking at a very potent triad here with that. What we have to deal with in the present moment is our jealousy, envy, right? Apathy, all of that stuff. And we are being, with the 9 of Cups, we may not be at the 10 yet, but we are in that place right before the 10, that fulfillment and that completion, that bliss, that ecstasy. But inside of us, we are in alignment with that which we want, except maybe for what? Our beliefs are in the way. Where are we coming from? From the past? 3 of Pentacles. We have a pretty good foundation here, right? 3 of Pentacles, Clay Woman. It's my favorite card in the whole deck. Well, I am a Virgo. Clay is mutable earth, earth that can change and mutate. And here she is sculpting the clay, molding the clay, but it has not gone into the kiln, K-I-L-N, or the oven to turn into something durable, but then breakable. Right? But that says that we've really kind of done a lot of at least the physical part of this. Gone through the relationships, gone through the necessary healings and obstacles and the ins and outs and the ups and downs, and all of a sudden I'm channeling Katy Perry. You know what I mean? This might have been, we might have had to deal with the case of a love bipolar. Stuck on a roller coaster, can't get off that ride, or maybe we have. We are prepared for this. 3 of Pentacles is very much a solid foundation, but not all the way home yet, right? So whatever it is that we've been through, we are prepared. We have at least the initial infrastructure psychically, energetically, in our nervous system, in our chakra system, however you want to look at that, for this to come in. But just because we're not experiencing it physically, tangibly yet, doesn't mean it's not here, but we are in process. What's crowning, meaning like what's coming into being, just like a baby being born, the head comes out first. You can't tell the gender from the top of the head, unless it already has a pink bow on it. How'd that get in there? Oppression. Major Arcana card of oppression. Now with the magician, the witch on the inner, and this crowning, we are going to see exactly what's holding us back, because only our beliefs are in our way. And these beliefs are probably things that we picked up from society along the way. Now, I don't know if you can see this card, and I do recommend Googling this deck for the visuals. There's a woman buried under these rocks, but the rocks are in the shapes of faces, right? That we are oppressed by perhaps the beliefs that we picked up along the way. When we are children, we are like sponges energetically, and we pick up the vibrations and the thoughts and the beliefs of everyone around us, not just from family, but from the environment itself, schools, and all of that. And we have these things called mirror neurons where we kind of replicate, what do you mean kind of? We replicate that stuff within our own DNA for a while, that we just have beliefs in the way that are holding us back. So the only thing that's holding us back is illusion, right? So what are we surrendering and releasing? Illusion? An illusion is not a thing. It's the appearance of a thing. Oh, there are monsters in the room. No, that's just your clothes trying to murder you. Blessed be Judy Tenuta, right? So we're probably just afraid that we're not going to get what we want, but what's crowning is not just that realization, but realizing the chains that we are in are chains of smoke. meaning that, well, chain smoking, meaning that they look real, they feel real, but they're not, right? We could move right past them. Isn't that just what a fear is? This is half of the devil card in this deck. It's a feminist deck, so they don't deal with the devil as a patriarchal symbol. The other half of this card is the coyote, the trickster, so you could see how those two work in tandem. What's before us on the path? Hecate, the Scorpio card. Now I'm going to tell you, I love me some Hecate. She's been with me my whole life since I was a baby, watching over me. The goddess of witches, the queen of the crossroads, goddess of the underworld, Hecate from the Egyptian pantheon as Hecate, one of the elder titans in the Greek pantheon. I love her. She is the crone, but she is deep, hidden knowledge, wisdom, deep, deep, deep inside of ourselves. And what do we have deep, deep, deep inside of ourselves? The witch. So as we come into this deep internal period of time, perhaps doing the emotional work. In other words, yes, we could do this purely from a mental point of view, depending on how much earth sign you have. The psychological, well, maybe I'm just believing things that aren't right, so let's do more affirmations. Not so much with the Scorpio. And yes, this could represent a Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, but we're really looking at 8th house dynamic, which is about other people's resources, money, sex, power, and certainly things that we might have picked up along the way. But because it is ruled by Pluto, Hades, Lord of the underworld, God of the dead, this is probably a transformation that we go through emotionally as a result. And I will say, 1, 2, 3 water cards in a row. Now, this might be a therapist. This might be somebody who helps you through this. This might even be a sexual attraction or someone that you have some emotional juice with coming in to show you how you are doing with these oppressions, or as you face your fears, you face your illusions, there is a transformation that brings somebody into your experience, because now it's time. Again, nothing here is screaming sexual or romantic, but let's keep going. The lesson. What are we learning through all of this? The volcano. Pele. Now, I don't see this card, particularly how this deck is created, as such a negative thing. I know fives are numbers of change. They don't all mean conflict and harshness. But with the volcano, something's been building up inside of us for a very long time. Perhaps very much the fire boiling this water in our cover card, something kind of simmering, that lava. Remember, lava looks like water, but it's earth, right? So that fire, that desire, that kundalini building up, that pressure building up, getting stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger within us, until it explodes. So, like I said, there might be a lot of anger, a lot of frustration, a lot of anger mixed in with jealousy that we've been pushing down. It may very well be time for it to come up, but don't let it run the show. This is why you do the internal work, why you pull back, why you go into the underworld voluntarily. And keep in mind, if you've ever done counseling or therapy, it's going into the underworld. I have the speed pass for the River Styx. The River Styx speed pass. The easy pass is not so easy pass. But remember, volcanic ash is some of the most fertile matter, because it's just nutrient dense, right? Mineral dense. That's why the Hawaiian Islands, just as an example, the Polynesian islands are just so fertile, right? Because it's taking stuff from deep, deep down inside. So you could say from the subterranean, like, do you see them? Like, she's in a cave. Do you see the moon at the top of the card there? From that depth, our lesson right now is how to channel that fire, that desire, that energy that may well have been blocked, but may well be blocked by what? Our own doubts. Only our beliefs are in the way. That doesn't mean you were wrong. Think of it as like a timing mechanism, right? Like, we don't let go of certain beliefs. We don't surrender and release some beliefs until we are ready. Look, I'm going to give you a spoiler. Santa Claus. Right? But as a kid, it's part of growing up, and huge disillusionment. I just wanted to kick my dad in the nuts, right? He told me Santa Claus, well, you lied to me. That was me as a kid. Little mystic that I was. How dare you lie to me? There's so many other examples I could use that I won't because I can't say them on YouTube. Oh, wow. From the outside looking in, where we are on the path that we can't see it, we are in the card of celebration, the card of judgment, right? Something is revealed that we can't see, but it's being revealed to us sooner rather than later. That really we are going to see that we bought some romantic, perhaps, delusions, some illusions along the way, but things will come clear. Things that have been hidden are coming to the surface to be revealed. That's why in the traditional tarot, you see so often coffins flying open and people resurrecting, right? Well, it's Judgment Day in a way that things that have been hidden have been revealed. Now, I always say this with this deck. I mean, it's women dancing in a circle, some kind of celebratory something. The card is called Celebration. And they look like they're in the mountains, right? But they're actually dancing around the navel of the great goddess, right? Because there are the breasts and there are the thighs and the pubic mound. And again, Google these cards. They're gorgeous. And they're dancing around her navel, right? So you don't see that at first. You think, oh, here I am, nothing's going on. But meanwhile, there's this whole quantum story unfolding around you. Fascinating. I have a feeling we're going to get what we want. Remember, we've got this wish fulfillment card in where we are. I mean, there's us and then what's crossing us on the path. Very exciting. Where are we on the hero's journey of all of this? The moon. We're not supposed to know. We're not supposed to see. We're supposed to kind of realize that the grace of humility, know that you don't know that you are not seeing clearly, but you are willing to be shown the truth. We have to feel our way through this one. We're not going to be shown outright what's going on. And remember, this is for a month. It's not like you can miss out on your wish fulfillment, but you have to take the hero's journey and get, I am being led by something invisible here. I am being called forward by my spirit, by my soul, and the mind is just going to get in the way. Now, the thing about that, they're saying to me, is that faith is 9 times out of 10 a question of the mind, where you can say, I'm just going to go with the flow, right? It's like what I said about surrender and release. Okay, you show me, I'll do. Use me is the prayer. All right, I surrender to the divine goddess, God, whoever, whatever. You show me, I'll do my best. Let me follow the intuitive path and feel my way through this. It's what we're good at. It's what we're built for. I mean, unless like every other sign that you have is an air sign. Otherwise, that would be incredibly challenging, but check your other signs. Most likely probable outcome. Ooh, the Sagittarius card, Kierwood one. This does feel like somebody. This feels like somebody hot is coming in. Now again, nothing absolutely screaming romantic sexual here, but Sages are very fiery and very fun. Now, whether this is a Sagittarian, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, whatever, there is definitely a feeling of expansion ruled by the planet Jupiter, mutable fire, lots of desire, but flaming arrows going in all different directions, which might mean that we still have a lot of options here, right? Because we've got these choices, but some of these choices are not based in reality. But this Sagittarian card is certainly going to transform us in terms of what we want. So be willing to have some flexibility, because it does feel like somebody, either somebody new or somebody returning, whatever, again, could be a family member. But with that Sag energy, that 9th house expansion here, we're definitely going to get a bigger picture here. This isn't over. This is like, if I'm to be honest here, it's like our wish has already been fulfilled. It just hasn't manifested yet. Does that make sense? It's like it's, oh, air, fire, water, earth. It's in water. It just hasn't hit earth yet. And that's why the jealousy, it's like we might be feeling it, but because we didn't get what we want yet, right? And it does feel like we have the foundation already built. We have that 3 of Pentacles there, but only our beliefs are in the way. So we'll get the last card down here, and then I'll pop up the larger picture. The Whispers of Love Oracle, the voices of the higher selves of all involved. Now, I will say there are 2 court cards here, right? Sagittarius and Scorpio, and they are right next to each other in the zodiac. The 8th house of Scorpio. My ears are ringing. I wouldn't pay too much attention to this being sun sign. I think you'll know the Scorpio, if this is sexual or romantic, by the intense sexual attraction, and this Sagittarian could be the same person. But really more of the ignition, the fire, the expansion, the fun, the joy, the playfulness of it all. Let's find out from the higher selves of all involved. Breathe. The higher selves of all involved, perhaps my own included. Please, one card in clarity for this Piscean collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. What is the piece of insight, information, or insight, information, inspiration from the higher selves of all involved for the Piscean collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs on the path of true love for August 2020 or timeless? New love. New love. Embrace this new opportunity of love that is here. This may pertain to work, opportunities, or spiritual growth. And they just said to me, because this is the card of judgment, this could be a reconciliation. So a new love with an old partner or an old, this feels romantic. Yes, it could be, you know, resolving some family thing going on, but there are other cards that could say that. I guess it depends on who's watching this, who this Scorpio, Sag, vibey person is. Remember, they don't have to have any Scorpio or Sagittarius planets. This is about energetic dynamic on the path of true love. These characters are necessary for us to walk the path and learn what we have to learn on the hero's journey of the path of true love. But this could be about work opportunities or spiritual growth. Embrace this opportunity of love that is here. This may pertain to work opportunities or spiritual growth. Now, you could say that if this is a new love, either someone brand new coming in, not really getting that with the Scorpio and the Sagittarius, but that might play itself out differently. And remember, we're not supposed to really know intellectually so much as we're supposed to feel this puppy out as we go. That things are being revealed to us, and perhaps a final judgment will be made on this with this new love coming in, whether it is someone new or someone from the past returning. Now, I will say for myself, it has been ex-lover flash flood for the past month or so. They've all just been coming in, not just from this life, from past lives for me, or at least it seems that way. So it can be very confusing, and maybe that's part of what the Seven of Cups is. So many options, but none of them are really matching what it is that we really want. And yet there is wish fulfillment right in front of our faces, but we just can't see it yet, and that's okay too. So let me pop up the larger picture. We'll see what else provides itself. Nice deep breath. My Murph family. Magic clap. Because we have the angel of surrender and release, and the prayer might be very simple. Oh, great angel of surrender and release, help me surrender and release my illusions that I may see clearly. Help me to let go with the flow. Help me to let go of the side of the river and let the river take me where it's going to take me, because there is an awful lot of water in this spread. As I am deconstructing doubt, allowing myself to embrace that only my beliefs are in my way. And that would make sense with any emotional upset, if there is any in this Seven of Cups, the card of jealousy, but also that card of like, oh, I want this and I want this, all these different options that may lead to jealousy or apathy. But then to get what's crossing us is wish fulfillment, the Nine of Cups. And let's be clear, the goddess on this card is Kuan Yin. So to be compassionate, there is an opportunity here for us to be like, it's okay. So what? We didn't see it clearly. So what? There were things in the way. That's true for everybody. To not be so hard on ourselves with that, because underneath it all is the witch, the card of the magician. That there is an internal alignment. Now, if the Wheel of Fortune were here as well, the Spider Woman in this deck, I would say that this is a matter of timing, something written into the divine plan, but it's all written in the divine plan. But I would say that we are in alignment with this, except for what? Our beliefs, that card of oppression in the crowning position, but we'll get to that in a minute, because we are coming from a place of Three of Pentacles, Aruru, the clay woman, that we have really been working this. I would say, if anything, we have been preparing for this wish fulfillment for a while, and probably in some kind of three, right? 3 months, 3 years, I doubt 3 decades, but that might be true if this is a true love thing. It takes a while to prepare ourselves for that voltage that true love brings. divine love in physical form fully manifested. That could be a bit rough on the nervous system until we're ready. But we have at least a nice solid foundation that, still needs to be worked on and evolved, but we're certainly on our way there. And it feels like with what's crowning is we are going to see what's been oppressing us, what's been holding us back, and, only my beliefs are in my way. So this might be much of a relief as we surrender and release our beliefs that are in the way, but we do have to call upon the divine to help us do that, because a wounded mind or a confused mind cannot heal itself. It calls upon the soul, the spirit, for that miracle, that shift in awareness from fear to love. And keep in mind, the card of oppression here is the card of the devil, so it's all about attachment and fear, and perhaps even some trauma bonding that needs to really show us that we are ready, willing, and able to have that which we want. But moving into the Crone of Cups, the Scorpio there, the card of Hecate, remember, she's goddess of the queen of the crossroads, goddess of witches, and with the witch in that third position there, we are ready, but there still might be some more internal stuff. We still need to really kind of go within, right? Either that, or along with that, there might be a very, very strong intuitive pull here with a particular person. Feels like for a lot of us, it's from the past. Could be someone new, but the emotions will be undeniable, although we may play our cards close to our chests, so to speak. But I have to say, for the majority of the people watching this is an intense psychosexual bond with somebody. The depth there, the darkness, not the evil, but the darkness and the depth, some unexpressed stuff really rising within us, although it may not fully express itself right away. But then again, our lesson, the Five of Flames, that we have a lot of passion and desire that has been blocked. Now, that can certainly come out as anger. I really do recommend the work of Matt Kahn, particularly with anger and conflict, to give ourselves the space that we need to love what arises, because a lot of times anger is just blocked passion. So if you have been waiting for a while, preparing yourself, I gotta say, this is getting more and more sexual romantic as I keep going here, particularly because this Five of Flames, Pele the volcano, can be a kundalini thing, right? Where our sexual, spiritual, psychological energies all merge into this upward current that blasts away the oppression. So our way through oppression, that's at the crowning position here, the fifth card, really can be done with this lesson of the Five of Flames, Pele volcano, by giving voice not just to our anger and our passion, but not acting on it, but allowing it to vent in a healthy way. From the outside looking in, we can't see this, but everything is being revealed. This card of celebration, it's probably somebody from the past returning for a reconciliation, that all of the cards hit the table, right? All of the pieces of the puzzle are there, and something is revealed that was there all along, but we could not see. And how do we know that? Because we've got the moon, Yemaya, the moon in the ninth position here, that card of occluded, right? Cloudy, mysterious, yet something pulling us forward magnetically as the moon pulls the tides. This is our element. We are being pulled forward, but we need to go with the flow. We need to surrender and release to the divine plan of all of this, because it's the path of true love. It feels like maybe we have been clinging to our beliefs of maybe this is never going to happen to me. This is never going to happen. It's never going to happen, and really driving ourselves nuts and feeling, the envy and jealousy about all this stuff in that Seven of Cups in that first position, but that things are going to be revealed. We just haven't seen it yet. And what is the most probable outcome? Crone of Flames, Sagittarius. Yes, this could be somebody with a Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sun, whatever. But with that in tandem with that Scorpio card, I feel like this could be the same person. Because we're not just one sign. And it does feel like this ignites us, and this allows from that really learning the lesson of embracing our desires, and along with our frustrations, because what is a frustration but a desire blocked, right? Passion blocked, that we are able to express this and change our desires. In other words, our desires will change on their own as we take this journey, keeping in mind the voices of the higher selves here, new love. Embrace this new opportunity of love that is here. This may pertain to work opportunities or spiritual growth. I'm going to say that we've done the work. That Three of Pentacles in that fourth card there, what's behind us on the path. And again, certainly looking at the 8th position here, that card of celebration, the card of judgment, revelation, that everything is falling into place, and we're going to get the wish fulfillment there in that second card, Kuan Yin, 9 of Cups. But we need to be compassionate and gentle, at least with ourselves, before we dole that out to others, right? We're so close to the 10 of Cups here, but we're just not there yet. There's some more things that have to fall into place. And here's what I'm hearing from my gods, that it's not about us. That might be the other person still has some healing to do, still has some transformation. They're not ready to walk into our lives right this moment. But keep an eye this month, right? August into September. Keeping in mind that the full moon in Pisces is coming up in September. That's the full moon I was born on. So we might have to hang in there a little bit longer to fully manifest what we want. But certainly, we are very, very close to getting what we want on the path of true love. Totally digging it. Totally digging it. I mean, nothing here, like I said, is screaming romantic sexual. I'm only going with the intuitive hits here. But just remember, we're going to see what's been oppressing us. It might be that we've been lied to, right? It might be that others, we've picked up like some beliefs along the way that just were never true. But those rocks, that oppression is going to be lifted, or if you like, transformed. But it's going to be transformed by us really learning the lessons from our desires, and perhaps our repressed desires, really getting clear on what we want. It's a really, really good read. Mysterious, particularly with that moon card. We're not there yet, but I have a feeling we will be. Get ready for the twin flame and the soulmate reads, because I think that's going to elucidate. That'll be next week, but I'm back on schedule a little bit. So may the Piscean collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, 9 all included, be blessed with all that we need on the path of true love for August 2020 or timeless, that we may learn, that we may heal, that we may grow, that we may surrender and release, understanding that only our beliefs are in our way, so that we can surrender and release them, so that we can embrace new opportunity of love that is here. Whether this pertains to work opportunities or spiritual growth, may it all be for our well-being and for the well-being of all. So mote it be. And so it is. Thank you for watching. Please do like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and comment below. My Piscean family, my Mer family, wishing you the very best and the very blessed of the path of true love for August 2020 or timeless, my darlings. I love you so much. What a great series this was, interrupted though it was. Oh, feel the love. Oh, I love you all so much. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.